Aaron, you said first before it even said that I was in here, so that's funny. Apparently, people can see me before I know that people can see me. That is good to know. But yeah, this is feeling very bittersweet because I feel like this is most definitely going to be the last stream for a little bit, at least probably for May. So I'm feeling pressure to just make it extra awesome, and I'm hopeful that it's just a lot of positive energy, that we do well with everything today. So I'm feeling exhausted, but also hopeful, also energized to be here with the community. So hey Aaron, hey Brian, hey Marcus, good afternoon. Fourth. May the fourth be with you. I keep saying that her birthday has to be on the 4th because it's Lance Bass's birthday, and it's going to be May, so I don't want her to come before May, but I don't want the Star Wars references for the rest of her life either. Hey Andre, hey T and Glenn. I am good, kind of exhausted, but still doing well, still hanging in. Hey other David Squared here. So yeah, it is going to be May, and it's the 27th, so she only has to stay in there for 3 more days. She's not due till the 12th, but I'm kind of thinking, guys, that it's going to be next week. That's probably going to be later next week. I'm feeling like she's going to be on the earlier side. For those of you that don't know, I'm 38 weeks pregnant as of Monday. So yeah, I'm thinking she's going to be on the earlier side of things, and that we're going to all be celebrating as a community next time I come back. Time for our weekly viewing of the baby bump. Like, excuse my weird Aladdin shirt that I have, but yes, weekly baby bump. So 38 weeks on Monday. It feels good being a woman that for once in my life does not feel the need to try and flex my abs. But yep, that's almost 38 weeks. Yay! Oop. There are clothes all over my office right now because I've been trying to get my Poshmark listings and my Pango listings and stuff caught up before she gets here, because like I was saying in the last stream 2 weeks ago, I was one of the people that was massively affected by all of the layoffs and the cuts in government funding and stuff, because my nonprofit that I worked for had a big cut in their funding, and I got laid off at the most inopportune time possible. So there's been a lot of financial worry, a lot of anxiety surrounding that, a lot of stress because of that, trying to make sure that we're going to meet things on the 1st and everything. So as was last time, I just want to be completely transparent that while usually our pledges and stuff go toward the mental health outreach of the community, and we still are doing that, don't get me wrong, the pledges from this stream are going to go toward my mental health and toward making sure that things are in order in my little corner of the world. So I just want to be super honest and transparent about that. I don't want people thinking that the pledges are going to go toward the outreach I usually do for this particular stream, although Patreon funds still will. So if you're wanting to pledge for that specifically, Patreon funds will still be going toward the outreach and stuff. But this particular stream is kind of like my sending off, kind of like my farewell for a little bit. So I appreciate all of the love and support during this time, because it has been crazy hectic, very stressful, very anxiety inducing, and I'm using all the skills in my toolbox, my friends, to get through the thoughts that are coming up, the fears that are coming up, the nervousness of these life transitions, of these life changes. I've been using all of it. I've been finding new things, but I've really been taking time to really journal and reflect and just think about what I want life to look like here in the next few weeks. So that's really the focus. Thank you, David, for being the first. Usually we have that goal of 250 when we're doing pledges for for the outreach and stuff. But I feel really awkward setting a goal. So we're just not going to set a goal and we're going to see where it goes. But I appreciate all the help right now, all the support right now. I said this last time. I feel like a lot of times it becomes socially unacceptable to say this is the specific kind of help I need right now, but this is a specific kind of help I need right now. So, but yeah, me knocking off the clothes, I guess, sent me into a bit of an explanation. I mean, I had to say that up front anyways for the pledges, but yeah, there are clothes and books and stuff all over my office right now, which is also giving me a bit of anxiety because I'm going, I have to organize stuff. Stuff has to be organized before she gets here, or the world's just gonna implode and the sky's gonna fall. Thank you, David, or thank you, Erin. Thank you for the love. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I really, really, really do. David says, you know, you want life to be more pink. Oh my God. I have to post pictures. I will post pictures of the nursery on the community page because it is it's pinker than my office, guys. And if you can't see, like my chair, my desk, I have a lot of pink decorations around here, pink beanbag, a lot of the accents and stuff in here are pink. Oh no, hers is more pink, more pink, lots of pink. I actually just realized that I need to open my email too, because if you do want to make a bigger pledge, I highly suggest using PayPal or Venmo, and those are in the video descriptions for the streams, or David can drop it here in the chat, because YouTube does take a small percentage of the pledges and stuff. So to circumnavigate that, we can use PayPal and Venmo. Whew, my energy is just all over the place right now. Like I said, I'm nervous, and when I'm nervous, I tend to babble a little bit, but I'm nervous about this being the last stream for a while. I mean, I have to admit that there's a part of me that's just, okay, I can take a break for a bit. I can focus on, you know, the journaling and the healing and the reading, and just kind of leaning into all that self-care stuff for a bit. But there's a part of me that's going, but I'll miss everyone. So it's definitely very bittersweet. Marcus says, get the rest you can right now, because he ain't gonna rest after she gets here. Yeah, I've been kind of anticipating that for sure. Hello, Gabo. How are you? I don't feel like I've seen you for a while. Oh gosh. His Nation says, congrats on the upcoming child. I noticed a t-shirt of yours that mentioned positivity is toxic. I'm wondering what you mean by that. I was specifically, I released some new designs over in my spread shop. The link to that is over in the community page, but it's toxic positivity. And I make a lot of posts about that over on my Instagram, where people who are commonly very well-meaning will just say, oh, well, you just need to go watch a sunset, or, oh, you just need to go outside, or, oh, you just need to, you know, stop being depressed. The things that people think are positive, I think the best example is the good vibes only. That's not human. That's not how being human works. We have a gamut of emotions, right? So that was just to call out the people that are doing that. One that really drives me insane is when people will say, oh, well, we all have the same 24 hours. Yeah, my friend, but we don't all have the same energy. We don't all have the same brain chemistry. We don't all have the same experiences. Some of us have trauma. So just these empty platitudes, that's what I was referring to there. Obviously, we do want to incorporate positivity into our lives. Not all positivity is toxic, but there is toxic positivity. I would describe the difference as toxic positivity is dismissive. So it's not actually acknowledging and validating and empathizing with someone who is struggling with their mental health. It's just very dismissive. Hello, chat. David says, Amanda wants it to be pinker and sinker. I could just get out all my old posters and just plaster her ceiling with NSYNC posters. Brian Kramer. Wonder if there's any relation there. Thank you, David, for posting the Venmo and PayPal. Oh, Aaron, now you have to share your middle name. You have to tell them now. Hey, Tony. Headset Nation. Dan, people look for shortcuts, quick fixes. There are none. Just the grind of putting in the work to be better. Yeah, I think that it's conditioning, though. It's very often because the society that we live in is all about how can we make things as convenient as possible, not thinking about long-term consequences. And it's not just with mental health, it's pretty much with everything, honestly. Just think about the fact that with everything being disposable, right? That's convenient, but you're not thinking of the long term in that. So I think that bleeds into a lot of different areas. But yeah, people are, oh, okay, well, I'm feeling anxiety. So what's the quickest way that I can stop feeling anxiety? Which, as someone who lives with anxiety, it can be very difficult. But it's easy to jump to this quick fix of, say, a pill or something without exploring other things, and that pill can start having side effects. Been there, done that. So I feel like we really need to move away from that quick fix mentality and understand that there are things that we can do that can have very big effects up front. That, of course, that's ideal, right? We don't want to suffer any longer than we have to, but it's building the foundation, and that foundation can take a really long time to really oh my gosh, to really create. This is hilarious. Watching this conversation about Aaron's name is hilarious. David says, in today's world, people are disposable. That's a sad statement, but I can understand how that can hold true for a lot of people, that people see other people as disposable. I could say that, oh, she just shifted to the right. I could say that when it comes to the medical system, the healthcare system, I've always felt like I'm just a number, like I'm just a cow that's being kind of pushed through, that I don't really feel like a person. And I've watched other people go through the healthcare system, the mental health care system, and it just oftentimes seems like there's no humanity left. There are good doctors, good people, good individuals within it, but for the most part, it just feels very rushed. There's actually, this horrified me when I heard about this, but there's a doctor who literally, he's a mental health doctor. I don't remember what his actual title is, whether he's psychiatrist or psychologist or whatever. Well, he has to be psychiatrist because he can prescribe medication. So he literally will look at a person's chart, and he has colored markers on the floor in his waiting room in his office, and he'll have people line up at these colored markers, and these colored markers represent which pill he is going to prescribe them. So there's no really sitting down with them. There's no really talking to them about things. He looks at their forms, at their intake and stuff, at their history, and then just prescribes a pill based on that. That is an actual medical professional here in the United States. I don't remember his name. I would be willing to look it up and post it on the community if anyone's interested, but holy crap. That really unsettled me to a whole new level. We were talking about it in one of my psych classes about how prevalent medications were really becoming. Why would you put posters of sink pics on her wall? Seems like a lot of people are having some pretty heavy struggles. A lot of things going on, and I just want to say that I am seeing you guys, and I'm really holding space for everything that's going on here, from Tony saying that there was a car accident that took people close to him, Brian saying that he's his wife's 24/7 caregiver right now. These are heavy things, guys. These are things that come with a lot of anxiety. I mean, a lot of challenge. It can seem so crippling, you know, when we lose part of our identity, when we lose people close to us. It can seem so unbelievably crippling. So I do see you, and I do hold space for you in this. If you have any specific questions, just a reminder, I'm not a licensed mental health professional. I do have a degree. I have a bachelor's degree in forensic psychology, so I do have a degree in psychology, but I'm not a licensed mental health professional. So any insights I give are based on my own experiences or that of people that I've interacted with. But I know there's nothing that I can say that can make these things easier, or that can take that pain away. But sometimes just sitting here with our struggles, you know, whether it's grief or whether it's financial or whether it is something else entirely, just holding space. That's what these calls are for, is to just hold space for each other, be honest with where we're at. Sometimes just sharing, having a place to talk about it. Like I said, if you do have a specific question, I'll do my best to answer it. But there's nothing that can take the pain of these situations away, and that's human. I love this. Mookie, I'm just going to call you Mookie, says Dr. Peterson has a rule. Treat yourself as someone you're responsible for taking care of, like a parent, because everyone needs purpose in life. That isn't negotiable. A purpose can be taking care of someone, including yourself. Like, as you said, yeah, we should be looking at ourselves as someone that we need to take care of, like we do our children or our friends. Because if we let ourselves get broken down, number one, we can't show up for the rest of the world. But number two, we deserve that same kindness that we're giving to other people, because we're just as deserving of it. Yin Yang says, I'm drowning in anxiety from the side effects from my medications, and doctors still won't give me anything for it. I don't understand. Are they giving you any kind of suggestions? Are you seeing someone? I'm assuming when you say doctors and medications, you're talking about something that's not mental health related, and those medications are causing anxiety, or is it a mental health medication like an SSRI or something that's causing anxiety and they're not giving you anything for it? I could offer suggestions for coping with anxiety. I do have a video I made a while back that's affirmations if you're having an anxiety or panic attack that you might find helpful. But for me, anxiety medication never worked for me. It actually had the adverse effect. It made me more anxious and would give me panic attacks. So for me, anything that grounds me, like running my hands under cold water, running my feet under really hot water, that tends to balance out and ground my anxiety. Drinking water. If you notice me drinking a lot of water during streams and stuff, it's probably because I'm having a little bit of anxiety, or right now, I'm probably not. I just want to warn you, I'm probably not going to make it through a stream without having to take a potty break, because she's been pushing on my bladder for weeks. And I'm having to go to the bathroom every 15 minutes. But there are a lot of things that we can do to mitigate anxiety, and lifestyle is super important. One of the coolest pieces of advice I ever got was that anxiety is extra energy, basically, is what it is. It's extra energy in your body, mind and body that needs to be processed, right? So we have to work through that energy. So that's why oftentimes just going outside and walking, or if you can't, running, or just screaming into a pillow, getting out that extra energy in any way that you can, moving your body, letting that extra energy have somewhere to go is huge for anxiety. Watching sugar intake, caffeine intake, I have to do that, or else I will have massive anxiety. Those things can be really helpful. Yeah, Aaron saying that anxiety meds can often cause more problems. Yeah, they absolutely did with me. Thank you, David, for posting that video. Yeah, it is like putting on your oxygen mask before helping others. Yeah, you do. You do have to understand that you're human and you have human needs, you know? The YouTube channel says ice cream helps for everything. I can tell you that. Even before I went vegan, I was never an ice cream person. I was more of a brownie, cookie, pastry person. And I know they have some really good vegan ice creams, but I just really don't enjoy ice cream. I don't know why. But I think that the point there is treating yourself to something can be helpful. But for me, if I have too much sugar, it can really set off more anxiety. So that it doesn't help that for sure. But there is something about just treating yourself sometimes. I treated myself to a gluten-free vegan brownie the other day because my midwife, I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes, which is insane to me because I eat really clean and stuff. But it was just insane to me. And they said, you know, you can't have sugar, you have to lower your carbs. Okay, not that big of a deal. But when you're pregnant and you're just going, oh my God, I just want the freaking brownie. And finally, the midwife is, your numbers have been good. Just go have, I had said donut. And he said, just go have the donut. But I had a treat from a coffee shop that I haven't been doing forever and a day. Up until a few days ago, I had a free birthday treat because I'd signed up, I guess, for their updates. So I went and treated myself to that and had to pace myself, still struggled with the anxiety of it. But but yeah, just enjoyed having that little treat and knowing my body's boundaries and whatnot, and being able to use it when I did start having anxiety as an opportunity. This is actually my win. This is my pre-win before we do the snap cup. I started having that anxiety from the sugar and stuff, and being able to work with that and being able to move through that and being able to use the skills in my toolbox that I talk about a lot in the happiness boost course, my happiness boost course for anybody that might need a little extra direction in their mental health journey. But I was really using those tools and stuff to get through that discomfort. And I was really proud of myself for that because I thought, hey, this is wonderful practice for labor because I'm doing a birthing center. I'm doing hypnobirthing. I'm doing it all natural. So it was a really awesome opportunity for me to go, okay, this is practice for bringing myself down when I start to get way up here, you know, I can breathe myself down. So it was really good practice. Ooh, Dan says, I decided years ago to quit all forms of smoking for my lung's sake. I do live in a state where weed is legal. I don't partake often, but the drinks they have available now are the only way I am by. Well, snaps to you for making that decision for yourself. I know we're a little early. I'm gonna share the good news story and then we'll do the snap cup. But snaps to you for recognizing that and being able to go through that. I know quitting smoking is not an easy thing. My dad smoked 3 packs a day from the time he was 12 till he was 55 and cold turkey quit. So I remember watching him go through that. I smoked for a short period and I remember how hard it was to quit. So big kudos to you for sticking with that. Okay, so let's do the good news story. Hopefully we get some more pledges in here for my sanity's sake, for my mental health here. And if you are watching this at a later time, like I said, the other ways to pledge, not here on the stream with a super chat or super sticker function, those are in the description. But let's go here and read the good news story for the week. So I thought this was really cool. The title of it says, How to Get Older Men to Socialize is a Puzzle. A group called Romeo is one answer. And I love this because we've had several stories like this of individuals, particularly men, who are noticing the need for more socialization and putting together groups and stuff for that. So this one specifically is called Romeo. It says self-reliance is a cherished American trait, and men in particular embrace it. Many have been raised to be strong in the old-fashioned sense, not to show emotion and not to lean on others. Sound familiar here? But that can make it difficult to offer older men help when they need it. Jess Moore knows this well. She's the executive director of the Maine Council on Aging. Maine is the country's oldest state with 23% of its population over age 65. She says aging can be challenging for everyone at times, including men. We kind of, as a stereotype, have this idea that men are okay and don't need to do programming or specific outreach to them. She says that stereotype is wrong. Still, she says it can be tough to reach men because they're the least likely group of people to admit it when they have a problem. While many women have built up supportive communities over decades, a lot of men don't have that skill of reaching out, she says. But if you are experiencing a lack of connection and don't feel like you have purpose, you can easily slip into depression and challenges. Yeah, mental health issues, mental health struggles are not gender specific. They do not discriminate. Men over 75 have the highest unaliving rates in the U.S. There are many reasons for this, as Mary Gagnon. I think in English I would say Gagnon, but it's Gagnon, which means win, which is kind of cool as we're about to do our wins and as we're reading this win. Her last name is basically we're winning in French. Director of prevention at NAMI, Maine, which is the National Association of Mental Illness, right? A mental health nonprofit. Among them are loss, sickness, and the perception of being a burden to others. Seriously, hands up to every guy in the chat right now. Hands up if you felt these things, because I know it's super, super common. It's common for everyone, but I know it's really common for men, and I've been seeing it a lot more as I've been doing these reactions and as we've been having these conversations. So yeah, loss, sickness, perception of being a burden to others. I've seen this already probably 20 times just in the comments of this chat. So access to weapons also plays a part. Weaving through all this is social isolation, which claims plenty of men once they stop working or after a spouse passes or they split. But Gagnon says there's hope on that score. The enemy of that isolation that leads to unaliving is connection, she says. One effort to connect older men with others is happening in Harpswell, Maine, a coastal community north of Portland, where volunteering is big, especially when it comes to food. And the next part is called Beyond a Peanut Butter Sandwich. It all started when a volunteer-led group, Harpswell Aging at Home, noticed men were missing from a lot of their activities. Also, drivers for their homemade food delivery service, Meals in a Pinch, encountered many single older men who didn't get out or cook. So they're eating cereal or hot dogs or peanut butter sandwich, and that's not a very good long-term solution. That will also take a toll on your mental health because you're not getting the nutrients that your brain needs in order to deal with these things. So that can also be problematic and just fuel these issues. She grabbed another volunteer, Tom Mahoney, and asked him about coming up with something that would get men out and socializing with other guys. Mahoney did some research on isolation and loneliness and convened a group of local men to help him come up with a plan. He says initially many were very skeptical of the idea, and he had to be careful how he framed it. If we said it was a support group for men, they're not going to come because that would indicate or say to them, I'm vulnerable, I need this. And many men don't want to be perceived as vulnerable. He and others landed on a monthly lunch named Romeo, retired older men eating out. He got the idea from other grassroots Romeo groups around the country. It's a concept that gained traction after broadcaster Tom Brokaw mentioned the idea in his 1998 book, The Greatest Generation. Harpswell's first Romeo lunch last September had more volunteers than attendees, but attendance has grown from 10 to 12 men that day to around 55 at the last few gatherings. The free lunches include a different speaker each time talking about everything from avoiding scams to how to take good photos with your phone to fishing. Stubbornly, stupidly independent. One of the attendees is Sam Powers. He's traveled all over the world. He's now 80, has Parkinson's, and also had a stroke last summer. He lives alone in an apartment and uses a walker to help him get around. Hanging on the wall behind him is a framed photograph of a younger Sam next to a motorcycle in dark glasses and a leather jacket. He describes himself as stubbornly, stupidly independent. He says he's bumped into people he knows at the lunch gatherings and has met 2 or 3 new people there as well. And that's as close as he'll get to saying the lunches help him. That's kind of adorable, actually. He's trying to be, he's trying to put on that face, but it definitely does help just to have something to connect with. And it doesn't have to be something formal, and it doesn't have to be something titled, let's talk mental health live stream. Because, yeah, sometimes people don't want to talk about their mental health. Sometimes people just want to connect with other people, and that's also a valuable resource. This article is pretty long. Let's see. She says the Romeo men are going on to get together at other times, so now they're making friends and getting together outside of this. But he says the polling is going well. That it's very, very exciting. It's doing just what we wanted it to do, and just what all the research says is needed to encourage older men to become healthier and less isolated through human connection. So I wonder, I know a lot of people struggle with this. Romeo apparently has chapters across the US, or you could always start your own if you are in an area that doesn't have one, and you are a guy that's looking for connection with other guys in a casual sort of setting. So I thought that was really, really awesome. What do you guys think? Let's see a lot of hands. I'm seeing so many hands here. I'm trying to catch up. There's so many messages. I do kind of tend to get lost. The super chat and super sticker function isn't just for pledges. It makes sure that I can see your message too, because it'll highlight it. Or if you're a channel member, you can get one free highlighting. Whew. Oh, Ashley, I'm sorry that you're having a bad day. I'm glad you're here, though. I hope we can help lift your spirits a little bit. We are halfway through the stream. Thanks, Aaron, for getting a pledge here. I have to say I am kind of hoping for pledges to come in the last half, just because, like I said, it would really help my situation, my anxiety, my stress, because the loss of the job and the situations going on around that right before having her is really heavy, and I'm trying to not lose my mind about it, and I'm trying to think optimistically and think, okay, things are going to work out, but I really could use the help in community right now. I'm not going to lie. So I don't want to be that person that's, please give me pledges and donations, but I really do appreciate those of you that can, because it's really going to help my mental health in the coming weeks, and allow me to really be more present with her and be more present and connected in this transition, as opposed to being stressed out and scared. I don't want to be stressed out and scared, especially considering I'm doing a natural birth. I don't want all this fear coming into the room. I just want to be able to, know that things are taken care of, and things are good, and things are fine. So thank you to those of you that are pledging. Thank you, David. I don't want you guys to feel pressured. That's definitely not my intent, but I also want to be honest. So thank you for listening, and thank you for holding space for me there. It just feels so weird. We're so conditioned to think that it's weird to say things like that it still feels uncomfortable. I'm sitting over here uncomfortable, just being honest with my friends here in a chat. How sad is that? So there's so many things about society that definitely do hit us, and that definitely do play into conditioning, whether it's like they were talking about, men feeling the need to put on that stoic persona, whether it's women feeling like they're less than because men have made them feel like they're an object at some point, or whether it's somebody who's really struggling who feels bad asking for financial help and stuff. There's so many things that we're conditioned to believe are inappropriate or are frowned upon and stuff. And I think that every time I'm feeling uncomfortable in talking about this and saying this, or you guys are showing up and talking about this, and we just move toward breaking those stigmas. It's one tiny little step at a time, but it's still forward movement. We're still making forward movement. David says, like, the pressure Aurora is putting on your brother. You have no idea how hard it is for me right now to not pee my pants. Tyler, the weekend has been, I've had my wins and I've had my struggles. We'll just put it that way. So, cum si, cum sa. I don't, Aaron, it says that you sent 5. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. How does that work? So 5 people at random, I guess, just received a gift from Aaron that they can be subscribers to the channel now. That's really cool. Thank you. I didn't even know you could do that. Oh, it's a total random. That is really cool. Thank you. So that would be roughly 25, right? So we're just going to put 25. So thank you for that. And I hope that you guys enjoy that. So you can have special privileges in stream. So you can use a highlighted message. You will have a little emojis that are reserved specifically for channel members. So I think that that's how that works. I think that that's how we do that. And then you'll get access to polls and stuff like that once I get back into creating. So aside from this being kind of the last stream for a while, I'm going to be taking off May, obviously. I had planned on pre-filming some stuff to put out in May, but I don't think I'm really going to be able to do that. So there's probably not going to be new videos and stuff. I don't want you guys to worry about me. I'm just taking time for this transition for her so I can finally get to enjoy her, because it's been such a long journey getting here, years getting here. So I want to be able to enjoy her, and I want to be able to I want to be able to sit with this time and remember this time and savor this time, as opposed to trying to work my butt off. So I'm trying to get ahead now so that I can kind of relax more during that time. Hence, like I said, my office being a mess because there's so many Poshmark and Pango things everywhere. I have to pee. I love you guys. I have to pee. I'll be right back, and then we'll do our snaps. I'm trying not to do it, but I have to. Okay. I tried to be like the world's fastest peer, but whew. Okay, I'm back. So let's do our wins. Oh gosh. Thank you, Tony. I love you too. Yeah, Aaron's not exaggerating. The fact that I have made it more than 20 minutes right now is a miracle, and that's because I've barely drank any water. I'm trying to hold my breath, and that's probably part of the reason I was getting anxiety, was not to go pee. So we are going to do our community wins. There weren't a whole lot of them this week, so if you guys have a win you would like to share as we do this, I will try to catch them if you are now a channel member, or if you want to use the super chat or super sticker function to highlight them to make sure I see them. I will definitely read them here on stream. So for those of you that are new, if we have any newbies here in the chat, this is just something we do. It's inspired by Legally Blonde Tube. It's just something we do to share our wins with the community, because we can get so wrapped up in our struggles those are important to share, but it's important that we recognize our little wins as well, or our big wins. So this is just a way I'll post over in the community before our streams, a couple days before the streams, and allow everyone to share just little mental health wins they've had or big mental health wins they've had. But it comes with the song, also inspired by the movie. So everybody sing with me. There better be a lot of snaps here in the chat. So snap cup time, gather ye round. Friends and foes together, united and bound. Pass it to your neighbor instead of blowing up, and you'll find harmony and love in a snap cup. Are my snaps getting better? I think they're getting louder. I think they're, Eugene, if you're still in here, I need your rating system on whether or not my snaps are getting better. Oh, yay, we're getting snaps already. T. Montgomery says, how dare you take time for you and your newborn child? Sarcasm, obviously. Well, considering the fact that I know a lot of people who don't get paternity leave, who only get a couple weeks of maternity leave, who can't take time for themselves, it is wild. And then it's, okay, well, now you have to go back to work and you need childcare you can't afford. It's really crazy. So I am grateful that I can do that, kind of being forced to do that. But yeah, we should all be able to take time for ourselves. Oh, thank you. When I have the big sad, your videos help to lift me out of the big sad. Thanks, Amanda. Well, snaps to you, David, for that. And thank you very much for your pledge. Snaps to you for being able to lift out of the big sad. And I'm really humbled that I'm able to be part of that. David, you're the first one. David Gaps here. It's David squared again. So there was the David here, and then there's the first David out of the snap cup. David Gap says, I have made it 2 weeks into recovery after my foot surgery. Big snaps for getting past that. I know it was a big deal. I know that was really weighing on you, not being able to get that done. There was a lot of anxiety around that. And I'm happy that you are 2 weeks on the other side of it. And from our conversation, sounds like you're doing really, really well. So big snaps to you, David Gaps. So 2 Davids. Ashley, are you still in here? Ashley Carper says, I broke my thumb at work on Monday. Oh gosh. I broke my thumb at work on Monday, so it was a bad start to the week. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to do much, so I decided I'm going to focus on me this weekend and read and binge watch some shows I've been putting off. Way to really spin that situation. Going to ignore my phone and just enjoy some peaceful me time. I've been doing that more and more lately, where I just have to walk away from my phone and my computer and everything. I've been journaling a lot, also reading. I think I've read 3 books in the last couple of weeks. The big snaps to you for being able to flip that situation. It is a sucky situation. Breaking anything. I've never broken anything, but I can only imagine. I watched Aaron go through several broken bones, and I'm really glad that you're just able to say, you know what, I need to heal. I need to recuperate right now. I'm going to do things that I enjoy. So very proud of you for that. Thank you so much. Thank you, RX Doc. Yes, every little bit is helping calm my anxiety, believe me. Hang on just a second. Sorry. This is a dog client. Oops. That I can't let go for very long. Okay. Yeah, I think let's all take a break. So while I'm taking a break in May, let's all really lean into that energy, shall we? Let's all really lean in to the doing what Ashley and I are doing and saying, hey, we're going to ignore everyone else for a little bit and enjoy some peaceful time, whether that's journaling, whether that's watching a show, whether that is spending time with new baby, whether that is, just going on some walks, listening to some podcasts. Let's really make a concerted effort in May to do things for ourselves every day. Let's move into that energy. Let's move into that era. Watts668 says, I spent 5 years learning a new skill and created something that others want to use without realizing it. I guess I accomplished something. That's a win. You guess? That's awesome. Big snaps to you for being able to create something that others are wanting to use, that's helping other people. The skills that we use, sometimes they're just for us, and sometimes they can really come in handy to connect with other people or to help other people in ways we never expected. So I'm very happy for you that that skill you learned is getting to reach other people, and that hopefully it's bringing you joy as well. So big snaps. Scott Clark says, no real wins or losses, Amanda. I try to find wins for you, but right now my life is kind of in a holding pattern, patience and hope for a win in the future. You know what? I'm going to give you snaps because at least you're not saying everything's a loss and everything's pointless and worthless, because I know it can be so easy to fall into that mentality if we can't find wins. But I want to take this opportunity to say that a lot of the times we get stuck on the idea. Actually, Aaron and I were just talking about this, so this is a perfect time to bring this up. We get stuck on the idea that a win has to be something enormous, right? Like it has to be, I got pregnant, I got the girl that I always wanted, or I got this really amazing job, or, Chris Hemsworth just happened to show up topless at my door because his car broke down a block away, and he's going to come in and have dinner with us and give us $1 million for helping him. I mean, yeah, those things are big wins for sure. Those things really help with our mental health, but it's the little wins. It's building those little wins. It's putting little deposits in our happiness bank that will eventually give us a bigger balance. Very, very rarely are mental health wins going to be these huge things. Oftentimes, it's the accumulation of the little wins that is going to make a difference to our mental health. And that's why I do this, is if you can't find a win, create one. And it doesn't have to be big. It can be, I made a therapy appointment because I don't know what direction to go in my life right now, or you signed up for the Happiness Boost course because you need some direction in how to create this lifestyle, how to get past this darkness, or you just went outside, or you took some time for yourself, like Ashley was saying, to read something or watch something that made you happy for nothing else than to just make yourself happy. That is a win. Those are wins. So it doesn't have to be something extravagant. It doesn't have to be something that is just, holy crap, life-changing right then and there, though those are awesome too. It can be those little things, because in the long run, those are the big things. The YouTube channel, no, I don't need new shows right now. I have a couple that are on my radar. We just started a new one recently, so definitely have a couple that are on my radar. I'm sorry, I'm going to turn this off. Sorry about that. Okay, Jake Smith says, I decided to avoid the madness of pre-ordering a Nintendo Switch 2. Let's just say it's too much of a hassle and not a priority for me. I know how easy it can be wanting to keep up with the Joneses and keep up with the newest electronics and newest gadgets and the newest games and stuff. But man, I am so proud of you for that, because so many people fall into that and they end up, having all of this stress and anxiety trying to get the newest thing, the newest big thing, when it's, man, just wait a little while and you can enjoy it probably at a cheaper price, as opposed to trying to go through all this insanity just to try and keep up with people. I mean, I'm all for, if you're really excited about something cool, jump on it if you can do that. But at the same time, don't feel like you need to. Don't feel like you have to keep up, because I promise you, there'll be an opportunity to get that game system later and you'll be able to enjoy it just as much. So snaps to you for recognizing that. Okay. Let's see. I'm not sure. Store No Way Scotland Says my win was finally taking a step outside today while playing all your advice, Amanda, in my head over and over after shutting myself away for 3 months. It was only an hour outside, but an hour is better than none. An hour is huge. Don't downplay yourself. Don't downplay that win. That's awesome. I'm very proud of you. I'm humbled again to be part of that. That my voice just living in you guys' heads. That's awesome. Am I just living in y'all's subconscious? Am I now your Jiminy Cricket? Am I now your voice of reason that's fighting your shadow in there? Because if so, that is awesome. But I'm, like I said, I'm very humbled to be that person. And sometimes we do need to shut away. Sometimes that can really deteriorate us if we're disconnecting like that. But I'm glad that you were able to take that hour outside. I hope that it was energizing and refreshing and rejuvenating for you. So big snaps to you for that. It was telling me that I had a donation here, but then it doesn't. I don't know. That's weird. Then it's not showing up. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anyone if that's the case. Don't want to miss anyone. Aaron Didlow says, my therapy appointment got bumped up. I've been dealing with this for 20 years and I'm finally reaching out to a professional after other things just haven't worked. Snaps to you, my love. I love that the appointment got bumped up for you, so it's sooner. I know you've been very excited about this. I think the takeaway here, the thing that I really love is that, not I think, I don't know why I said I think before that. The thing here that I really love is that this has been weighing on you for a long time. This has been a big struggle for you for a long time. It seems like you've tried a lot of other things. I know you've tried a lot of other things that you've had suggested to you and stuff, and you haven't given up. You're trying something else. You're trying talking to someone. You're trying another avenue. So big snaps to you, because that can be very hard once you've been stuck in something for a long time to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try a different way and maybe try again, because sometimes things don't work the first time, but they can work when you try them subsequently. So the continuing to try, I know it can be hard when that shadow is just really beating you up in your head. I know that it can be hard. I know that it can be, but continue trying, because you haven't tried everything. Your shadow is telling you that you have. I know when I was on that ledge, my shadow was like, you've tried everything. There's no point. It's been too long. You've had this most of your life. Well, throw the middle finger to the shadow. You can make friends with her or him later, but keep trying different things, because you will find something that works. This is our last one. That is a very long. Curti OL Medical Adventures. Okay. Says, I broke up with my toxic ex-girlfriend. A victory for sure. Hallelujah. Biggest snaps for that. Holy crap. I know that it is so difficult to get out of those toxic relationships and situations. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for realizing that that's not serving you and getting the hell out of there. I had to set some boundaries with someone who was having very toxic communication in the last couple of weeks. And I know how hard it can be, especially when they're close to you, when they're a partner, when they're a close friend. But you know what? We deserve to set boundaries. We deserve to feel comfortable. We don't deserve to walk on eggshells. We don't deserve to be afraid. We don't deserve to be talked to in a disrespectful way, or in the case of a lot of toxic relationships, we don't deserve to be gaslit. We don't deserve to live in constant fear. I could just go on and on and on and there, guys. But yes, I'm very happy that one more person is out of that situation. I'm glad that you found that strength. Stick with it. It's going to be hard, and she's going to come back, and she's going to try to pull all of those things to wrap you back in. But as I was telling Bryceton the other day, getting back with your ex is pretty much like trying to put the poop back in your butt. That's not how it works, and it's never going to serve you. Eventually, it's going to come right back out anyway. Very rarely does getting back with an ex work out, because you have to look at the reasons that you guys separated in the first place, and 99.9% of the time, those reasons haven't changed. They might be trying to convince you that they have. They might be trying to tell you, "Oh, I'm so different. I had an ex that he was, oh my, I've changed, Amanda. I've changed so much. I found God." And I said, "What, in the bottom of a Jaeger bottle?" Because Jaeger was his drink. He said, "I don't understand." I said, "You haven't changed. And just because you found faith in something doesn't make you a completely different person." And lo and behold, geez, 15, 17, 18 years later, I don't remember how many years exactly, he hasn't changed. As a matter of fact, he's gotten worse. I don't have him in my life anymore, but I do know people that we're mutual friends with, and he hasn't changed at all. So yeah, don't try and put the poop back in your butt, okay? But that is all of our wins. So whew, I can smell food. It smells really good. I think I still have a bit until dinner, and I want to hold on here. I want us to be able to get in our wins. I want us to be able to get in pledges. I mean, I know that part's selfish, but let's really come together here. Let's share all our wins. Let's get in the pledges. Let's share our struggles. Ask all your questions, because it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while before we're here again. I will try to check in at least on the community or something. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not sure how the next few weeks or couple months are going to work. I will keep you guys updated, obviously. But I just want to set the expectation that I probably will not be doing streams or creating content for May. I hate being on my phone. I hate my phone buzzing at me, but I can't ignore the doggies. I can't ignore the dog people. That and Poshmark and Bango is my income right now. So on Rover, if you get a message, if you don't respond within a certain amount of time, if you don't respond pretty quickly, it'll ding you and it'll drop you in the search results and stuff. And I definitely don't need any more reasons for fewer clients and less income right now. So thank you for understanding that I am not the type of person that wants to sit here and check a message while talking to my friends. But sometimes, let's be realistic, we have to, right? Danny says, "Don't try to put the poop back in your butt," quote of the day. Do I need to put that on a shirt? Does that need to be my next design with a little poop emoji? David says, "Now I can't get the analogy of what it's like dating your ex out of my head." That's the point. It's going to stick in there, and you're going to think about it when your ex starts texting you this, "I love you and I miss you and I'm so sorry and I messed up," and blah, 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 all that nonsense. You're going to be thinking, Amanda said, don't put the poop back in the butt. Danny says, "I would buy that shirt." I'm totally going to try and see if I can do this. Oh gosh. David, thank you. Thank you so much. I feel bad. that you guys are throwing in so much here. You and Aaron and Aaron. Yeah, as the time gets closer, I'm getting even more anxiety in saying see you later. I know it's not goodbye, but it feels like goodbye. It feels so crazy to just not have anything on the books for content and stuff. It's making me kind of sad. I mean, like I said, there's a part of me that's getting a little burnt out. So I mean, it's a refresh, it's a reset at the end of this, but I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this, guys. I actually have merch, Mookie. Here, let me drop that in here because we did just have a couple of new designs. I have no idea how to just randomly pull that up though. Let's see. There we go. So there's a whole bunch of designs. They're just meant to kind of spread awareness and stuff, conversations for start conversations around mental health and lift our spirits and lift our energy. So there's the Manda merch. Yes, I do need a walk to get some of that energy out. I'm going to take my own advice. I am feeling anxious, so after this, I'm going to go eat, and I'm probably going to either do a little bit of yoga or do a little bit of a workout or something to move that energy through. Because yes, I'm very aware that I have a lot of extra energy in me right now that needs to get processed. She's making Aladdin look bigger even. Oh my gosh. Bye, Tony. I didn't see a win for you for this week, but I hope that you build some wins. I really do. I know that things are challenging, but I hope you're able to build some wins. Ooh, that did not sit well. Sitting back does not feel good these days. Ooh, David says go pet the horse again. That's a great idea. I think I will do that. I think I will go take a walk across the street where there's some horses and go love on the horses, or go over to the farm and love on the cows and the goats. I actually do have totes merch, David. I have totes in my merch. Oh, Tony says I sent them in the messages here. I'm sorry. It gets crazy in here, so it's hard for me to see all of the messages. Aaron says, never feel bad about anyone who's doing something for you. You do more than you know for all of us. Stop using my own advice against me, okay? I always tell people, don't feel bad when people are offering a hand up, because I think there's a big difference between hand up and hand out. Actually, as a matter of fact, what movie was it? It was Any Which Way You Can with Clint Eastwood, where he said a hand out is what you get from the government, a hand up is what you get from a friend. And I like to think that we give each other hand ups. So I always tell people here in the community that when they start feeling guilty, when we do the outreach and it's like, hey, I'd really like to cover your therapy, or hey, I'd really like to send you a journal, or hey, I'd really like to get those tickets for the veteran, so they could go see the beach, whatever. It's very often met with the, I don't deserve that. I can't accept that. I don't know what to do. And I have to tell them it's just a gift. It's a hand up, it's not a handout, because a lot of them do feel the same challenge I'm feeling right now. Oh gosh, 80s workout with Jane Fonda. That's what you should do. Oh, I've never done Jane Fonda. I've done Richard Simmons. Aaron and I, before I got pregnant and very early in the pregnancy, we were doing some Richard Simmons workouts just for fun because it was hilarious. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go find some Jane Fonda ones. I don't know how much I could go or how much I could do of it right now. T. Montgomery says, did my donation go through? I didn't see it on here. Where did you send it? Did you send it here or did you send it on PayPal or something? Because I'm not seeing it on either. Let me check the Venmo app. No, it's not showing. I'm not seeing it. I do not see it. The baby's doing good, Emo. She's almost here. She's ready. She's dropped, so she's down lower. I don't know if you could see when I did the belly shot. I guess Emo wasn't in here, so I'll do one more belly shot before we leave. But yeah, I don't know if you can see that she's dropped quite a bit lower. So her head is like down here now. She's crazy lower than she was, which is kind of interesting because she's pushing down on the bladder. She's pushing down on my pelvis. So I know that she's getting ready. I know she's prepping, but I'm like, it did not, T. Montgomery. I'm not seeing it. Tony says, short story, only win is I am here. Talked to the boys this morning. Colin's birthday is Wednesday. Those are 3 great wins. You're here despite going through a lot, Tony, and we love you, and we are very happy that you're here because it would devastate us if your life went out, if your light went out. Well, I guess that's true either way. But I'm glad that you got to talk to the boys. I'm sure that that's really helping the energy of just feeling like everything is chaos. I hope that you have something special planned with Colin, so feel free to share that either with me or on Instagram or in the community so that we can kind of celebrate. And happy early birthday, Colin. Big snaps to you. Sure, in Gordon. Aaron says, I need to get a care package prepared. It's in the next 5 days. I'm calling it now. Oh gosh. Ooh, I'm probably wrong. Next 5 days. As long as she waits 3 days. So it can't be in the next 3 days, okay? It has to be at least May 1st. But yeah, I kind of think it's going to be the end of next week. So maybe the weekend or something. That's my guess. Actually, before we go, let's get everyone's guesses. I want this in writing. What's everybody's guess on what her actual birthday is going to be? Maybe we'll have some kind of pool. So get your guesses in. Aaron says meet in the middle Thursday. Do I have anything on Thursday? Is Thursday a good day for me? Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot scheduled. I've made it a point to kind of stop scheduling a lot. Aaron says May 2nd. David says May 6th at 3 a.m. Oh, yeah. David says May 4th. Lance's birthday. That's what I'm going to hold on to. I keep wanting May 4th. Aaron says Thursday. See, Tony says 5/12. Her actual birthday is 5/12, and I was actually talking to Jamie Biddington the other night and figured out that his birthday is May 12th, so her due date is on Chester's son's birthday. How weird is that? How cool is that? Emo says May 1st or May 2nd. Dan says May 4th Star Wars BBC. I don't want the Star Wars references forever because I've never seen any of them. T. Montgomery, if you messaged me, did you Facebook a donation? I forgot to check Facebook, and I know you're on my Facebook. No, okay. So no, it did not go through. David, shut your whore mouth right now. We're not going to go there. Ah ouais, tu dois m'envoyer quelque chose en français. Ouais. Je veux quelque chose en français. Ça serait très cool. En fait, je veux qu'elle apprendre aussi français. Parce que mon fils peut parler français. Et moi aussi, comme ci, comme ça. Oh, Alan, thank you. Alan says, hi, Amanda. I hope you have a good month off. I don't know if you like music tips, but your baby makes me think of Bruno Major, the most beautiful thing. Oh, thank you. I'm definitely going to have to check that off. C'est toi qui décides. Ça m'est égal. J'aime bien les surprises. Oh no, T. Montgomery, it didn't go through on here. Because it'll highlight like this. It'll highlight and it'll show when a pledge goes through. So no, it didn't. Will Amanda be speaking French in labor? Well, there are other times when Amanda has really intense sensations where the French starts coming out for some reason. So maybe, I hope that if I do, I don't want a lot of video. I'm cool with pictures. I don't want a lot of video, but I kind of low-key hope that my doula or Aaron, one or the other, just gets the video clip of me screaming random French things. Oh, Oh, David says, you speaking French reminds me of a positive for me. I'm trying to learn Irish. That is so cool. Snaps for you for that. Learning a language is a big undertaking, but it's so rewarding. I really do love it. Ouais. J'attends une fille. Je vais avoir une fille qui s'appelle Aurora. Cussing maybe, yeah. Putain de bordel de merde. I have no idea what I'm having for dinner, Emo. Aaron, what am I having for dinner? Wear a Chewbacca mask during labor and speak Wookiee. Number one, I don't know how to do that because I've never seen any Star Wars movies, although I did have an ex who, at the end of his voicemail, made Chewbacca sounds. I don't know why. But, yeah, I don't know how to speak that, and I feel like having any mask or anything over my face during labor would not be a good thing. Duolingo actually teaches Klingon, so that one I could probably learn a few words. David says, I remember the first time I walked into a store in Germany and did my shopping and purchasing using only German. That was so big for me. Oh, yeah, it's huge when you can actually use it. I remember when I went to Haiti. So my big goal in learning French was to go to Haiti because I wanted to serve specifically the girls there through my Days for Girls outreach and volunteer work that I was doing at the time. So I really wanted to be able to learn the language so that I could go interact with people there, because I'd gone and done volunteer work in Mexico and I made an orphan girl cry because I could not speak her language. And I swore that I would never again go to a country to do volunteer work if I couldn't speak at least a bit of their language, right? I had to at least be able to speak a little. Well, I fell in love with French, and I ended up really diving into it when the opportunity kind of fell in my lap to be able to go to Haiti. And it was very rewarding to be able to talk to the people that I was serving and helping. I ended up doing more than Days for Girls. We ended up serving a lot of food and giving school supplies and things like that. We did end up helping a lot, building houses, things like that. But the two things that really just meant the most to me was being able to ask them about their lives, to really connect with them and talk to them, because it's not the same through an interpreter. To be able to connect to them, to be able to talk to them, that was beautiful. I just laid in bed every night going, wow, I'm learning so much about these people and their cultures and their struggles, and I'm able to, give them insights and stuff. But then there was this other part where we were walking in the marketplace, and these people were speaking French because the group that went, I guess they went fairly frequently, and I joined them, and I was kind of an outsider. So I guess the community was fairly used to these people and assumed, none of them had spoken French before, so why would you think that one of them could randomly speak French? So people in the market were speaking French, and they started talking about the whites, and they started just making very derogatory comments toward our group and toward us being there and stuff. And I just went over and started speaking in French and asking them about their wares and just asking basic questions. One, so they knew I spoke French, but then I ended up buying a couple little books and stuff. So that was one of those moments, because let's be real. Are there any girls in here that can relate to this, that you are in a nail salon and that the Vietnamese ladies are talking about you because they're looking at you and they're just babbling in Vietnamese? There was a part of me that always wanted to learn Vietnamese so that I could say something back to them when they started talking crap, because I know they are. So that was kind of an equivalent moment where I'm just, I got to have my moment in the sun. Oh, j'ai du mal avec le français québécois. C'est un peu plus difficile pour moi de comprendre l'accent. Mais je sais. Aaron says, I'm not a girl, but I've been in the nail salon and heard them talking about me. I know, I've been in the nail salon with you. They're probably laughing at your hyena sounds when they use the cheese grater. David says they were gossiping about me and my black nail polish. David, can I share our experience where they just straight out screwed us over? Please tell me that I can share that here. I don't know if I have before, but that was awful. And I felt so unbelievably guilty. But so David and I ended up doing the Breaking Bad tour for my birthday, and we went to Albuquerque a couple years ago and did the Breaking Bad tour. And it wasn't part of the tour, I don't think, was it? It wasn't part of the official tour, but we ended up going and getting our nails done, our toenails done, because we apparently worship Babylonian gods and wanted to have our toes painted black. I sort of say pink, painted black. I looked down at my pink toes. So we went to the nail salon that was used on Better Call Saul, right? And the lady had been interacting with us in English the entire time until when it came time to pay, and she had told us what we owed, and that's not the price you quoted us. That's not what you told us it was going to cost. Suddenly she didn't speak English, and she was just saying that she didn't understand. So we got totally conned by Saul Goodman's nail tech lady. So as guilty as I felt that David had spent extra money on that, it was kind of a funny story to tell that we got screwed over by Saul Goodman's nail lady. Mookie says, learning a new language to simply shit talk people, shit talking behind their language is peak. It was definitely one of those moments where I was just feeling fire. Hamuki says, I went to a nail salon with my sister once. That was honestly fun, and my masculinity is still there, right? The whole, let's backtrack a bit. The whole Babylonian gods thing came with Winchester. Winchester Bennington passed away. My son, who's now 14, so do the math, this was in 2017, he had wanted to get, I think it was a manicure, actually. Yeah, he wanted to get a manicure with me. He wanted to have his nails painted black because there was a specific color called Lincoln Park After Dark that's black. And he said, we can go get our nails done on our Chester. Cool. I thought this was a really great idea. So we went to do this, and I posted it. This was back in the day when Facebook was kind of the primary source of social media for me. I used Facebook a lot to share with just friends and stuff. It wasn't trying to get famous. It was just sharing with friends. So I don't know how the hell this lady, it was on my friends list, but this lady posts and says that I am trying to make him gay and I am playing into the Kardashian culture. And when I tried to say, do you realize that men in 2000, like BC Babylonian culture, painted their nails as a status symbol? So then it turned into, you worship Babylonian gods and there's only one Jesus Christ, and just went off on me because we were trying to honor someone who had passed away that had made a big impact on us and really meant a lot to us. So yeah, now David and I joke about worshiping Babylonian gods. Oh my gosh. David says MySpace was fun. I miss MySpace because you could customize it. So mine snowed and it had music and it had all these little videos and my blog, and I loved MySpace. That was my favorite of all social medias. So I'm probably getting yelled at here for dinner. Oh my gosh. Speaking of which, Jamie actually just sent a gift for the baby. That is so sweet. That is so sweet. That is crazy that I just saw that right now. So I'm sure that, yeah, dinner is probably almost ready. I'm trying to put it off because I don't want to rip the Band-Aid off. I don't want to leave. I don't want to go. I know I need to. I'm crossing my fingers, like, just a little bit more love, a few more pledges, a couple more wins, just a few more. Come on. I can't do this. I can't log off. I might have to have Aaron come up and log off for me because I'm just going to keep putting it off. Here, YouTube says, here you go. I don't see anything though. I feel like I missed something. Spencer says Lincoln Park won't be the same because Lincoln Park doesn't exist anymore. Sorry, that's my perspective. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I do not endorse them continuing with the same name with a new singer. That's just my personal preference. So yes, never, ever, ever going to be the same. Thank you, Spencer. So you guys are just keeping me here. You guys are keeping me tied in, going, I know it's a hot take and I don't want to offend anyone that is enjoying this new chapter and stuff. But for me, even if they would have just called it Lincoln, I just don't think it was appropriate to use the same name. I think that when you replace the singer, it changes the sound too much and it's not the same band at all. And that's just my opinion. Obviously, you guys can have your own opinions. I hope if you do, you're respectful about expressing them. Oh, pour ta fille, la plus belle. Montréal, vers théâtre. Oh, la nuit. Oh, merci beaucoup. J'ai vu la boréale il y a quelques ans maintenant avec mon copain errant ici dans le chat. C'est pas, non, le chat c'est miaou, c'est l'animal. Comment dit-on? C'est différent, mais ouais, j'oublie l'année maintenant. C'était juste après Covid. Donc, ouais, mais c'était, on avait vraiment de la chance. I feel like I probably just upset a few people, but you know what? We're all allowed to have our opinions. Is dinner ready? I feel like I have to have the reason to get off or I'm just gonna stay on forever. I will still be checking emails. I still will be checking Instagram and stuff periodically, not as frequently, but I will still be checking stuff. So please feel free to message me. I will, like I said, try to keep everyone updated over in the community and stuff on the community page here on YouTube about Aurora and about when I'll be coming back and stuff. But dinner is ready. Oh my gosh. Thank you. That one went through, Team Montgomery. Thank you so much. Thank you. And no, don't even wish. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I love you guys for the support. I love you guys for the community. I have that kind of ADHD thing going on, or that anxiety thing going on. It's kind of a combination of both, that before I do things, I'm going, I don't want to do the stream. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But then once I get here, I'm going, I don't want to leave. I don't know what to do. Ask Aaron. I was talking to him before this. I'm going, I don't want to do the stream right now. I can't do this. I don't have the energy. But then I get here and I'm, woo, energy. And I don't want to leave. So, BLTs. Vegan BLTs. All right, guys. I gotta go because those are delicious. I love you guys. I will see you on the other side, and we will probably have a special guest, like I said, on the next stream. So I can't wait for you guys to meet her. I can't wait to meet her. Oh, now I'm getting teary-eyed. It's almost here. It's almost time. Thank you guys for the support today, for the love today, for holding space for me, for not judging me, for saying that this is the kind of help I need right now. Again, if you are watching this at a later time and you're still wanting to pledge, the ways to do that are in the description below. I started sharing my Poshmark and my Pango. Poshmark is clothes and essential oils and stuff like that. Pango is books. So if you are a bookworm like me and you're looking for your new read, the link to that is also in the description. I always throw in lots of free goodies and stuff for anyone who indulges in that, because I love books. I love sharing reading. And here I am trying to make more excuses to not leave. But yes, I love you guys. I really love you guys. And I'll see you on the other side. Mwah.